rise like a phoenix, straining to carry the weight of my brain like a genius. Knowing I'm sowing seeds, let's see whose thumb is the greenest. If I said it, I mean it. I did it because I need it. Eat, sleep it, and bleed it. Write it down and then read it. Asphalt to the cement, your trash talk. Delete it, I blast off and lay 'em out.
Man, what is going on, everybody? What's good? What's good? Yo, you are tuned in to Chopping Over Q on the Critical Dump Network. I am your host, Q the Great, here with...
Hi, guys. It's VJ.
And this is Kayla. Hi.
That's right. I got the ladies in the building. Hopefully they don't gang up on me this time. But, you know, we in here talking our noise like we always do. So, you know, for everybody to know, we are broadcasting off the TCD Media Network. That's right. It's kind of internet radio station thing we got going on. Y'all can tune in to us every Tuesday, even though this is a Wednesday, so disregard this. But every Tuesday from 8 to 9 on average. We're going to try to get everything together. But you can also catch us on Spreaker.com/user or / the Critical Dump. You can probably find us right there, or go on to Spreaker.com. Go ahead and put us in the search bar and put in the Critical Dump. You'll find the network there. And it's the only place where you'll get all your, your street philosophy. Yeah, that's me. And then we got our podcast, I guess you say the Pod Squad cheerleader, and then the youngster, the rookie in the game, Kayla. So, yeah, we're going to put bars out there, man. What's going on with y'all ladies?
Not much of anything. It's been a hectic past maybe 4 or 5 days for me, but I'm here, so.
Hey, but did you die? You're here. You lived to tell the tale, so it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't.
Well, you know, from what I got, VJ kind of over exaggerates, like, a lot of these ladies out here, some is bad, but not really,
Listen, I had all my liquor drank at a kickback that I was at for 5 minutes. I watched some people have a dice game on a beer pong table, get into a street brawl, have shots fired, and then get detained by the police.
So you was the plug,
I'm not
basically.
exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating today. Like, for once, I'm not overreacting to what happened.
So what I got from that story is you was the plug, and that's all this stuff happened because of you.
Well, the thing about it is, if I was going to be the plug, it would probably be for meth, because I'm just not going to sell some shit that black people would want. You have to have some type of ethics and morals here, Q.
I
know of these morals that you speak of. Kayla, how's everything been going? People missed you last week.
Oh my gosh. Everything is okay. Maintaining school, work. About to get back into the gym.
Woo.
Right, because it's time. It's definitely time.
Yeah, because I was telling everybody, I was like, man, Kayla probably somewhere making footprints on the ceiling. I don't know what happened. She probably had a hot date, and I understand it. It comes as it comes. I get it.
I wish I had a hot date. I'm single as a dollar. Single as a dollar bill in my wallet. So, ain't no hot dates over here. I be having hot dates with the couch, hot dates with my bed. That's pretty much it. Hot dates with my vibrator. That's pretty much. Oh shit,
the lightsaber. Goddamn.
I'm just saying that's my life, but it's all good. I kind of like it. I ain't gonna lie, low key.
Hey man, it's a cold game out there. So I ain't been doing too much either. Honestly, I actually caught up on TV watching, and I know I'm hella behind, but I actually started watching the game again because I was like, after I did the whole hashtag Black TV Show Madness. Hey, first of all, I appreciate everybody who also participated in that. But
that was fun. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Hey man, we had a lot of good discussions and arguments over, which one was dope or not. So
I had to do a lot of critical thinking, making decisions for some of them brackets. I'm like, damn.
Look, I just want y'all to know that March is over, and for those of you that lost y'all's friendships over the Black TV Madness bracket, it's April. I want y'all to make up.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's in the past now, man. Y'all let that
put
go.
it behind you till next year. It's all good. Love each other.
Yeah. So I started watching the game again because I was like, I think I left off like season 3 or 4. So I was like, man, let me go ahead and binge watch this because it's on Hulu, and Man, I realized how much Derwin and Melanie's relationship was fucked off. Like, literally. Like, I would tell anybody right now, if you're in a relationship, if your shit ain't like theirs, then you good. I'm sure you could work through it, but, like, these dudes had a fight every show.
That's so whack.
It was just, it got very soap opera-ish. I don't know. It got a little out of hand.
I can't say
I think
that.
I quit watching. I want to say I quit watching when I saw the episode where I guess Derwin had a baby or something, and Melanie's like swabbed the kid for DNA and didn't tell him and like sent it off to a lab. Like I was like, I'm good on this. This is too much.
Yeah,
I don't know. Would that happen in real life though?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know, Kayla. If you get with the dude and y'all been rocking for a minute, and y'all took a break, or y'all broke up for a minute, and all of a sudden he comes back, I got this baby. Would you be tempted to swab the baby?
With him. I wouldn't even stay with him.
Hey man, he can't get another chance, man. It was just one time. He's just so happy he got a baby out the deal.
No. Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, of course, I'd be mad at first. I could get over that, but nah, I don't want to be with you anymore. Nah, I'm good.
That's terrible.
Like, not only did you have sex with somebody else, you had unprotected sex with somebody else during that time. Like, nah, no thanks.
What if the condom just broke, Kayla?
Plan B, and 9 times out of 10 it was somebody that you didn't really care about, so you just gonna let the girl stay pregnant, let her have the baby? Like, you got options, bro. 2017.
Like, what if it was one of those situations where he told her, "Hey, look, man, I don't really want to keep this baby. You know, right now I'm playing the sideline, wait for my girl to get right." But she say, "Screw that, I'm having it."
Oh well, that's what you get for fucking her in the first place.
God damn.
Woo! Kayla.
Man, that's cold, man.
Oh, bro, I don't have time for the drama. Next, because it's a bunch of niggas lined up waiting that don't have no drama, bullshit like that going on in their lives. I don't have time for the drama.
And
get you one without a break, baby.
And that's how the term "colder than the yellow bones heart" came about. Y'all witnessed it here on on Chopping It Up with Q. That's how it came about. So, my chocolate sister, would you give the man another chance?
Look, I have to agree with her. Like, normally, you know how I am. I'm normally like kind of middle of the road about things, but really, she's right. There are like a lot of guys in the world who don't have break babies that you could just go be with.
Right.
And here's the thing about it. I don't have to be mad at you because you went and got a break, baby, because if we're on a break, you can do whatever you want to do. Like, you, by all means, can fuck whoever you want to fuck, and more power to you, kid. I don't have to know about that. But if you leave and bring back unwanted guests, like, I don't have to stay.
Unwanted guests?
Yep. Dug yourself in too deep of a hole. And like you said, I'm not mad. I mean, of course I'll feel some type of way at first. I mean, that's just natural, but I'll get over it. I mean, but you made a poor decision. With every decision, there's either a reward or a consequence. This is your consequence, bro. Deal with it. I don't have to deal with it because that's the decision you made, not us.
I mean, because really and truly, if we were on the break and I came back with a break baby, that nigga's not staying. So,
well, I don't know, man. That's a little different though, because that means I gotta take care of the little kid. He gonna be under my roof. I gotta feed it.
What? Right. But then, if I stay with you and you have your kid, I'll still have to take care of him, feed him.
It's the same thing.
That's not. I mean, not to say it like that, but
it'd be the same thing. Like, we'd still have to take care of it.
See,
him,
I don't know, man.
He or she. Oh God, we're yelling it about people's hypothetical children. He or she.
I don't know, man. Because
I ain't got time for the drama. Nope.
See, I always looked at it a little different because I looked at it as, as a man. And maybe y'all can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but as a man, if you did take on, a young lady and her child, they become the financial obligations of yourself as well. Versus on the other hand, on average, you're not really, you may take on like the motherly role to an extent, but the financial obligations not as much. Am I wrong there, or is that too far fetched?
It depends on the mother.
Right.
Because some mothers are out here. Because I know, like in my instance, my stepdad, he has a daughter, and her mom is terrible. Like the mom is the typical, hair done, nails done every 2 weeks faithfully, but then the daughter walking around looking crazy. And I mean, there's a lot of instances. My mom, if she would come and stay with us for the weekend, and it's like my mom's like, I can't have that child in my face. You know what I mean? Looking like that. She would, buy her clothes, get her hair done, taught her about, hygiene and self-care, because her mother wasn't doing it. But that's not my mom's child. She shouldn't have to do that.
But that's what happens. I don't really know people that have blended families that work where they don't feel like they are financially obligated or want to be involved with their stepchildren or whatever. I mean, I don't know how that works. Like, you can't have a child be there and then you feel like you shouldn't take any responsibility. That's your child. I'm not gonna like that's really whack. Like, I don't know any grown-ups that are out here acting like that. And if they are, they probably need to go see someone about that. Because how are you? They need to go see a therapist, because why are you treating a baby like that? Like, that's wild. Like, why are you treating a child like that? So,
I mean, but here's the thing: is like it happens a lot more than what we're willing to admit. Because some people look at those children as they're a burden, and I know this is messed up to say, but a lot of people will look at it that way. It's like, you get into a situation where, we were cool, and all of a sudden this baby come into play. It's like, man, now I got to deal with you and the child, especially because I know I speak on myself. I was a really disrespectful child when I was younger. Wasn't no step nothing going to tell me nothing, because I knew who my parents were. I was just that kid.
Fuck you.
With your ungrateful ass.
You're right. And I was
ungrateful ass.
I don't know if anybody else been through that before, but I remember I had I remember one time I think I made my mom upset because, she was getting real serious with this one guy. And she was trying to say that. No, I wasn't cock blocking. Well, I have done that before. I actually made this one girl cry when I was at my dad's house, but that's another story. But it was one of those situations where she was like, we're kind of close to their family. Maybe you could look at him more as a stepfather. I said, nah, I got a dad. And she was like, well, he's kind of, I said, nah, I know who my dad is. It's such and such Simpson. I ain't going to put his name out there, but I was like, nah, I know who my pops is. So I ain't worried about the dude like that. And I was like maybe 12 at the time.
Ooh,
I would have kicked you when you're a little boy.
Oh, well.
Boy, your mama personified, but it came right out.
Your mama is a saint. And God bless her. Because mine, you might not want to tell your daddy's name, but let me tell you, Yolanda would have punched me in my throat and I would have swallowed my entire esophagus when she was done. There was no way in God's green earth that I could have. Your fave could never. I could never. No one will ever. It's just not going to happen. It wouldn't happen now. I wish I would. And you were just like, nah, I got a daddy. And my mom would have roundhouse kicked you through several doors. And you would have still had that same daddy when you got up out that coma a week later. That's fine.
But it was like, but I did the same thing to my pops though. Cause I remember they had this one chick, some girl that kept coming over, and I went to go visit them for the summer. And I remember I hit her with this like, man, what you doing here, really? And she kind of looked at me like, I was like, what you doing here? I'm trying to spend time with my pops. You go over here all the time. You trying to take my pops away from me? That was me.
I was like, nigga, go to your room.
It was funny because my dad hit me up talking about, you made her cry, right? I was like, so? And he kind of looked at me. I was like, oh.
Yeah, what's that supposed to make me feel bad? Who cares?
Y'all are horrible children.
Yeah, I think at that time I was 9.
What?
So essentially
You can ask for that.
you've just been horrible and annoying and an instigator your entire life is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess I was bred an asshole. I guess that's how it turned out. I don't know, but I was always one of the ones I spoke what was on my mind, and which how a lot of children start off, and then they mingle with us and they start switching things up. That's not nice, that type of stuff. But
They learn how to
anyways,
lie. That's what it is. Kids
It is
don't know
true.
how
I
to
think
lie.
that's a part of being socialized. You learn how to lie and be nice to people
yeah,
Yeah.
by
you
lying.
you can't tell people they ain't shit for some reason, but.
I don't know. Maybe that's a good time to do it. My mom would have punched me through a door, but I suppose that if that was ever a time to be like, "Hey, I don't like you. Why are you here?" That's what I should have went for it.
Why are you here?
What are you doing? Seriously, are you trying to? What are you doing here? We don't need you. What are you? Are you the help? Start
Right.
asking questions. I'm so glad you're here. Look, I really need these socks ironed by like 3 p.m. I have a pickup basketball game in the park, and I just really need these ironed. So if you could get on that, and also grilled cheese for lunch, that would be clutch. Thanks.
Oh my!
Right.
Hey man,
With some hot chips.
Nah, go ahead, Kayla.
Oh no, I see that.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I remember my dad's wife. She said she couldn't stand me when she first met me because hey man, I think I remember telling my aunt one time that she couldn't whip me because she wasn't my mama.
Ooh.
Well, no, that's true. I had a whole stepdad. That man has never laid a finger on me.
Yeah, my
Wouldn't
stepdad never beat me either.
that wasn't happening. That's not a part of the deal. Like now, I'm not about to be disrespectful to you, but the other part of the deal is if I get too out of line, you better try to call the actual person that gave birth to me. Don't you try it.
Yeah, my mom always disciplined us. My stepdad never.
Yeah, same here.
Which I respect, and that's why I respect my stepdad. Like I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like my stepdad, but I'll always respect him, and to this day, of course, I still respect him because I mean, he did what my actual father should have done, and he loved me as his own and never treated me weird or unfair or anything. And he did everything a father is supposed to do, and I'll always respect him and honor him for that.
That's what.
Because I feel like we as learn how to separate like from love. You know what I mean? And it's like I don't like him. I don't like him, but I love him and I respect him. And I can still, interact with him in a way where I'm not like being fake or anything, but I am genuine and, showing my appreciation. Because, like I said, he's a cornball, but he held it down.
And he gotta be a cornball though.
That nigga lame or whatever, but
Backhand compliment.
He a cornball.
You should have just went ahead and said, man, he whack. This nigga is trash, but he was there though. He's all I had at the moment.
He a good guy. He a good dude.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not about to play with you, Kayla, man. Welcome back, though, by the way. At least for that.
I know. I'm like, hi, I miss you. I miss y'all. It's like, oh, man. So lame. Life sucks.
Hey, man, life comes without us knowing, man. That's just how it goes. So.
Comes at you fast.
I guess we'll go ahead. So let's go ahead and roll into this edition. Matter of fact, what's today's date? April 5th, 2017. This is our Negus News segment. That's right. So the first story that we're going to talk about is a couple of legends went ahead retired today. And, well, not today, but this in the last 7 days or so. So we have, this past Sunday, I want to say we had WrestleMania. And for all my wrestling fans, I know even if you're not a wrestling fan, you still know who this dude is for the most part. And that's The Undertaker, who's been in the game since like early 90s, really. So he went ahead, finally called it quits during WrestleMania. And, big ups to him because, he's been in the game, I don't know how long. It's been a minute, off and on, but, condolences to him, big ups to him. I remember watching, older WrestleManias back in the 90s and picturing him with the whole dead man act, and even when he went with the American Badass, all that different stuff. So it's more nostalgia for me. I haven't watched wrestling in a while, but I still remember who he is. And I don't know if y'all ladies remember him.
Yeah, absolutely. I at some point I was a wrestling fan as well, but I think you kind of at some point it kind of lost its luster, I suppose. But I definitely remember him being like,
Yep.
So, big ups to him. And we finally had this breakup. We've been off and on, and, it's been a long relationship. And I know this breakup wasn't, I'm sure Jerry Jones cried afterwards, but Tony-Romo finally went ahead and retired. And like I said, I know it was heartbreaking for Jerry because he didn't want to release him for some reason. He kept him on the team, and, he was basically trying to hold him ransom. But, Tony went ahead and said, you know what, I'm good, I'm done. I would have liked him to go down to Houston. Only reason I'm not a Houston fan because I like the real Houston team, which is the Tennessee Titans now. And but I did want him to see at least get an opportunity to go to a Super Bowl because I do think he was one of the best quarterbacks to not win as of right now. Debate yourself in the mirror, but the numbers speak for itself.
Indeed.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I think that when you talk about elite quarterbacks, he's definitely a name that comes up, and it's just unfortunate, I think, with him that he played in a market where, nothing matters but championships. So it was never going to be, well, he's a great player and that's enough. He's a great quarterback and that's enough. When you're not producing championships, and you're with America's team, then unfortunately it has you looking real crazy out here. Of course. when playing somewhere else, maybe would have been a different outcome.
Yeah, and I agree with that because if he was in Jacksonville or, I hate to knock on my team like this, but he was in Tennessee, nobody would have cared. They would be like, man, he's a great quarterback. He doing X amount of yards per season, et cetera. But, he is going to CBS, so he is replacing Phil Simms. We're going to see how he roll with that. I don't know, how he'll be on the mic or whatever, but we're going to find out, and we're going to see. So, next story is we have, let's go ahead and talk about your man, Bill O'Reilly. That's right. O'Reilly, who is with Fox News. He has the O'Reilly factor. And right now, he is in a lot of, in a hot seat. So as of right now, he's been having a lot of allegations as far as, I guess you could say, sexual harassment in the workplace. So as of right now, I think there was like $13 million paid out to undisclosed people or undisclosed victims in this case from either Fox or himself. Also, I think this is when that moment where you got to say there's certain people you just don't want to defend you, and I think with sexual harassment allegations, I don't think Don T number 45 is the guy I want to come in my aid. I don't know how well that's gonna work out, but
like, oh yeah, he definitely sexually assaulted those people. If Don T is promoting it, yeah, definitely.
I mean. I'm just saying, that's like if I committed a murder and, of course we still haven't proven it was, but if OJ came out and said, man, you know what, I think Q's innocent, I'd be like, damn, bro, all right, then, look, you know what, I need you to fall back on that one because that's not helping.
I think that definitely plays into that notion that people that a message definitely depends on the messenger, and some people just cannot be the messenger for certain messages. It's not for them. That's not their ministry or calling. And unfortunately for Don T, I think he's just trying to figure out what his ministry might actually be. It's not really the presidency. It's not
anything else.
It's not a lot of things, but you know what? More power to him. I hope he finds what it is. And maybe it's, selling toupees because
Don T's calling is being hustler of the year every year. That's all he's known for doing. Because I mean that's what he did, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, Bill O'Reilly, I don't think that's the dude that you want coming to your side. That's like having Ray Rice come to your side in some kind of domestic violence case. That's not going to help you. Like, yeah, you know what? I think he's really innocent. It's like, all right, man, look, AG, check this. I don't need you to come to my defense.
Right.
What'd you say, Kayla?
No, like, that sucks.
Well, I heard that he got a lot of it, like a lot of his sponsors dropped or pulled out or whatever. I think it was up to like 12 or 13 at last count.
That is correct. They have actually a lot of sponsors who are pulling off from that primetime slot. So as of right now, Fox is trying to scramble to see exactly what they're going to do and try to resolve the situation. So it may be a situation where O'Reilly's done. I don't know if that's the case. I wouldn't care because he's a asshole, and I'm still on his ass for how he addressed it as Miss Senator Waters.
Look,
Senator
he talked
Waters.
to Auntie Maxine real fucking crazy. And I'm just going to be over here Millie rocking into the Bill O'Reilly got fired party because we can go ahead and sit Tommy Lauren's ass up there right beside him. And then we can get a little side of Sage Steele going. And I can just dance a little jig right on in. It's fine. Somebody give me the chips and dip.
Man, speaking of that, though, like, this is a conspiracy. I don't know how well it's going to work out. But let's say for some reason Bill decided to go ahead and fall back and retire. What are the odds of them putting Tommy Lauren in that spot?
None, because she did what white men hate the most. She tried to take control of her own body. They're not putting on. Nah, they're not with that. Hey, and Fox News is they're over there covering up what appears to be 12 or 13 sexual harassment allegations. You think they want her over there talking about she's pro-choice? Psh, girl, I got a better chance of getting on Fox News at this point.
Oh, so you saying they're gonna make you into another Stacey Dash? Is that how you gonna roll?
Listen,
with it?
Nobody can be Stacey Dash but Stacey Dash.
Stacey Dash don't even know what Stacey Dash is supposed to be. You see, that's why she got fired.
That's
right?
the point, though. I was like, I don't need to get on Fox News and then start aging like milk. Like, nope, I'm good.
And she used to be bad, man. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, she just like turned vampiric or something. I'm like, man, she look awful now. Like, I don't know what's going on.
That's what happens when you work for Fox News. Sucks the life out of you. I will not. I'm good.
God damn, man. So, hey, look, O'Reilly, kiss my ass. That's all I got to say on that one. So, shame on you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. So, let's also go.
Fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, basically. Kayla, you want to go ahead and put a final FU on that?
Yeah, fuck you, dog. Fuck you with something hard and sandpaper.
Oh, God.
Ooh, shit. Okay. So, all right. So the last story we're going to talk about, this actually dropped almost a week ago. So this was on News 1. So several of the missing D.C. girls were found, according to the police. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4 girls were found in D.C. Situation where there's been, I think it was over like 10. It was a good one. First of all, 1 is enough, but it's been more than enough where we ended up missing. So we found out about 4 of them. And I wanted to kind of report on this because I did kind of see how it's not really being talked about in mainstream media. So we want to try to, it's something that we have to do as a society and as a group to be able to, because sometimes you can't really depend on mainstream media to really talk about your plight or what's going on. And we already kind of understand that when it comes to black youth or black people, we're kind of like low on the totem pole as far as priorities. So especially black girls, the double minority, doesn't really count too much. So let's try to get as much as possible. Let's go ahead. All the people in D.C., if we reach you, man, shout outs. But let's go ahead and try to get to the bottom of this. We found 4. Let's go ahead and find the rest of them. What y'all got to say on that?
I think it's unfortunate. And I think when we talk about things like this, I think there was a lot of misinformation. First, people were talking about they were being trafficked for human organs and all these other things. But I want to remind people that the biggest thing to remember is that when kids go missing, a lot of times, regardless of whether or not they're kidnapped, they're still children and they're still missing. And I think a lot of people are like, well, they were runaways. Well, that doesn't mean that they're in any less danger.
Exactly.
And I think that was a lot of what I saw going on, or a lot of things are being said, especially from like the police. Oh, well, they're runaways. We can't look for them. This, that, and the third. They may not want to be found. And that's all well and good. But I feel like there are lots of things that can happen to you that aren't you being trafficked for your organs. I mean, and I was like, there are real life monsters out here every single day. And these children could be running from, abusive homes, or they just kind of fall in that space where they've maybe had parents die or something like that. And they're having to be on their own. And that doesn't make them any less at risk. And I just want people to be very cognizant of that when we're talking about these children. And then I saw another thing where they were kind of like, well, how come no one issued Amber Alerts for these kids? And just to be frank with people, I think a lot of times people misunderstand the way Amber Alerts work. So, for instance, I learned that they only issue Amber Alerts if they have enough information regarding an abduction. And one also has to be an abduction. So basically, if you're saying my child went missing at 3 p.m., but nobody knows from where or how long they've been gone, or if there was a car involved or any of those things, then they can't issue an Amber Alert for it.
I did not know
and then
that.
I also learned that if you're over 17, they won't issue an Amber Alert either. So a lot of these girls that are kind of at that age where they're technically, I mean, we would consider children are, babies, 17, 18 years old, they may be over the age for you to even issue an Amber Alert if you do have enough information for one.
That's interesting. All right, Kayla, you got anything on that?
I never knew that. No, I feel like I definitely agree with VJ mentioning the whole misinformation thing, like, and then that makes that because I feel like people have been doing that a lot lately. I understand it kind of is coincidental with all the missings, going on around the time of like the movie and all. Then there's this ongoing underlying tension with the police and all that stuff. But you have to remember, at the end of the day, these are children. They're missing, and we need to get the right information and get them home. All of the frantic and just posting anything just to post, that isn't helping the situation. It doesn't matter why they're missing. It just matters that they're missing and they need to be found. So I feel like people just need to focus on that and that only, and worry about the details later.
I can roll with that one.
But I'm glad they found a few.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations that I understand the conspiracies behind a lot of things, and I get it, because like with the whole organ trafficking thing, that that's been a known thing. I know, of course, David Rockefeller finally went and had kicked the bucket, but a lot of people was like, oh yeah, he had like 4 or 5 heart transplants, and and it's like, or like with that whole situation down, I think it was Alabama, Louisiana, I can't remember, little black boy that when he was found rolled up in a mat or something like that. Then when he went to the coroner, his organs were missing or something like that. Yeah. So
yeah, I saw that.
I get it why people would say something like along those lines, and but you're right. It's just really about the facts of the matter. It's like, look, they're missing. We need to go ahead and find them. And okay, my bad. It was Georgia. I got a fact checker here. I'm sorry. Georgia lady. So it was another southern state. Are you sure it's Georgia? Do you have the actual city? Huh?
His name was Kendrick.
Oh, his name was Kendrick as well. Do you have the actual state where it happened? The school name?
I don't remember the school.
The street?
But I remember it was 2 white boys that was charged. Well, they were investigating, and then I think like one of their fathers was a lawyer or a prosecutor or something.
Well,
yep. So there goes that.
Yeah. So I have my little news correspondent over here independently, but but to get back to the matter, it's just that we kind of have to focus on the problem, and at times and I understand that this country has a lot of blood on its hands and a lot of underhanded history. But sometimes we also have to just try to do what we can to solve the problem at times. I don't know. That's what I got to say on that.
I agree.
For me. Okay. So now I guess this is going to be a terrible transition because I don't know how to go away from that. But, now we're going to roll into some little more happier times, I guess you could say. So we have, Vermeek, you ready with your stuff, ma'am? VJ, are you there? Okay. Well, you know what? I guess we're going to just roll on with this one. And we have... This is another segment of social media shenanigans. That's social media shenanigans is where we go online and we find some goofy ass, terrible, or funny ass shit that happens on either Twitter, Facebook, anything that has to deal with social media. Vermeek was supposed to talk about this, but it's okay. I guess her stuff is acting up at the moment, so we'll put her in as soon as it comes available. But there was a story that actually was brought about. Let me find the tweet.
Oh Lord!
I know I gotta find all this stuff. I wasn't ready for it. God damn it!
Social media shenanigans. Good God.
Well, hey, look, stuff always goes on social media. People either put too much information, or you learn too much about people that you should know. I'll say that.
Right. What kills me about the people that puts their whole life story on social media, they'll put all their business, and then they're like, everybody needs to mind their business. And it's like, but you
just told me everything. What you talking about?
Right. People need to mind their business, but you forever tell us your business. I'm confused.
All right, so we have a story from X, or at XLNB. That's what I would say. So I'm going to go ahead and paraphrase the story. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but basically, so he talked about a situation where, and this is probably a known situation. Maybe, we've all been through it, or you've probably gone through it, or someone who went through it. So basically, you had a couple. He was friends with this couple, and, his homie, he was dating this one chick, and, they actually had some separation between them. I think it was approximately 3 hours. One stayed in Mobile, the other stayed in Tuscaloosa, in Alabama. So what happened was that, he brought in a little bread. He was an accountant, and he was also going part-time, to Alabama and things like that. So what happened was, with that being said, he lost also a lot of time with his lady. So she had a lot of time by herself. So he decided that due to the fact to try to help save his relationship, he was going to give her a surprise proposal. Which, first of all, I'm going to start like that. That's a terrible idea. Any guy that has that in his mind, get it out. Don't do that shit. You're gonna have a rude awakening. But I digress. So he decided he wants to drive all the way down and meet her to do the surprise proposal. And then, unbeknownst to him, he gets in and the dude's straight power driving his girl in a Fitted and some J's. So that turns into a whole situation there. And
oh my God!
So
what the fuck?
So yeah, basically. So he rolls in on it. First of all this is on camera allegedly, and also at the time he tries to fight the dude, and that's breaking another rule. You don't fight another naked man. That's not what you do. There's too many things that can go wrong with that scenario, so you just let it ride at that moment. I can't fight another naked man because if this dude dick hit my forehead, we got some issues. But
yeah, I'm smacking the crap out of him.
So, but then all of a sudden after that, things went the way they went, and of course he wound up just leaving. He didn't get proposed to the girl, of course, obvious, and yeah, that's basically the story there. So I don't know. Kayla, do you happen to have something similar, or what are your thoughts on that story there?
I'm trying to find something on Twitter, because there's always some shenanigans on my timeline. Jesus, of course I can't find anything right now. It's always, I see a lot of crazy stuff. Have you ever I don't know if you noticed, but like on Twitter, how it doesn't keep things in chronological order anymore. What it does, it just jumbles stuff all over the place. Like I'll see stuff from 2 minutes ago, 16 hours ago, yesterday. Like, so dang.
Yeah,
can't
I've
find
noticed. This is like also I noticed how when it comes to replying to stuff, they don't put
the
all the
whole
ats in there.
thing.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
what's up. I got
yeah, I
more
do.
characters now.
Right, but I also don't like what they do. What they do now with like the stacking of the conversation. Like I don't see the conversation just on my timeline or like on my page anymore. I have to like click on one of the tweets in the message, I guess, thread, and that's how I can see the whole conversation. I don't like that.
VJ, you back, girl?
I
Right.
am. My phone is doing weird shit, so.
Okay, so I'm over here doing your segment, dying, trying to figure out what you got talking about. So I basically paraphrased the story that you were talking about. Maybe you can talk about it a little bit more than I can.
Well, if you guys don't know, there is a guy on Twitter. I believe his name is Xavier, but his handle is at XLMB, and he does these Twitter stories. And most famously, Tina and the Gucci flip flop is is the one that most people know. But he was talking about about an incident where he had a friend who was kind of a workaholic and had a long distance girlfriend. And after, a few years of them being long distance and him not having enough time for her, he decides to make up for not having enough time by surprise proposing to this girl. And he invites Xavier to ride with him, and he wants him to record the whole thing. So to make a long story short, when they show up there with the camera rolling for this engagement, they walk in on her with a guy balls deep in her with his
Jay's
Jordans
in the
on
fitted.
and a ball and a fitted cap. And what ensues from there is a fight in which said boyfriend is rolling around on the ground with a man that is naked besides shoes and a hat, and somehow in the middle of that, said man's dick swipes across his lip ever so gently. And
See, that's what I'm saying, man. You can't look, Russ. This is a public service announcement from the Black Men delegation. I can't speak on anybody else, but I would say this: if there's a naked man in front of you and he is power driving your woman, do not proceed to fight him because there's too many things that could go wrong with that scenario. Because if he whoops your ass and he's a naked ass nigga, then now you got questions to answer. It's like, hey, so what happened after that? Did he go ahead and take you? What happened? So it's like it's too many things you gotta answer now, and I just can't do it, man. It's like it's like, I was talking to a homie of mine earlier. I was like, he was sitting there saying that I think it was something he saw on Facebook or YouTube. I can't remember, but he said there was one dude that started getting to a scrap. And one dude stripped like down to his underwear, and the other dude was like, "Man, hold on, bro. I'm not for the fuck with you like that, cause you crazy." I'm like, you gotta. If a dude's gonna fight you while he naked, then there's something wrong with him. So leave that man alone.
indeed, they have nothing to lose, so maybe not do that.
Another thing is that your girl getting power drive, straight drove, dig down, whatever adjectives you want to put in there. With a dude trying to dig into his inner Mr. Marcus persona. And Prince Joshua, minus, even though Joshua wears Timbs, he wore J's this time. Which means this dude had to get undressed. Get undressed. Put his hat back on. And then tie his shoes up.
That's ridiculous.
He did. He did have to get undressed, put the shoes... Well, you know what? Unless he came over there in the I'm going to fuck you and leave uniform. So he came in like basketball shorts and like no drawers and like a t-shirt. All he had to do was like drop those bad boys and like kick them off, right? So maybe that's what he did. He didn't really say because he walked in and he was already like in it. So he doesn't know for sure. But
I mean, he may have went over there in the wax them drawers uniform. Probably. I know I did that when I first met my wife. She don't know that. Well, yeah, she did. She was there, but I understand.
Well, she knows now, Lord.
Hey, she the one that told me I was supposed to be one night stand, so that's on her. But yeah, man, I say I don't know, man. I mean, one, like I was telling Kayla earlier, I was like, don't do surprise proposals, man. Don't do that shit. You gonna end up in a lot of heartbreak in there because that a proposal is something that you should, if you're looking for a proposal to
Plan.
save your relationship, it's over.
Oh gosh.
And I think another thing about it is, I know this is gonna sound really stupid, and I guess people like want this romanticized thing where you get caught off guard. But let's be realistic. Generally, when you're proposing to a person, you probably are catching them somewhat off guard, but the conversation has had to come up at some point. Like
Yeah.
there's like I just don't see proposing to a person that you've never had a discussion about marriage with. Like that's got to be the most ill-conceived plan that
That would
in my
scare me
life.
if someone proposed to me without talking to me. Like, I would be like, so what makes you want to marry me? Like, why haven't we talked about this?
Like, I think my immediate thought would be like, this nigga is trying to get immunity for whatever crime that he's committed. Look,
Right.
and he knows that if we're married, I don't have to testify against him. So I
That's messed up, man.
guess, look,
Damn, man.
I'm just saying, like, if you just pop out of the blue with a proposal, I'm gonna think the worst.
See, what if he just
Yeah,
really
that would
loved you
scare
like
me.
that, though? Like, what if he just really
No.
cared? He like, man, I really love you, but, I know we didn't get the opportunity to talk about this, but I want to propose to you.
Okay. That's not, no. That would catch me off guard. That would scare me. That would scare the shit out of me. If someone proposed to me and we never had that conversation before.
Well, ladies and
That's
gentlemen,
so scary.
unfortunately, my co-hosts are very hard cookies to crack. So if y'all proposing them or you thought about it, I would just go ahead just say no, man, because they ain't hearing it.
Well, I mean, talk to me first. We can propose you can propose. We can make this work. But this needs to be thought out. Like, marriage is not a joke. Like, that's money being spent. This is a forever thing. 'Cause I'm only getting married once. Yeah. So if we're going to do it, we need to do this right. And you just popping up on me with something important like this, that's not a good sign to me. That's strange.
Wait, hold on. Matter of fact, let me back up. I remember you said earlier that. So, man, you kicked what is that, Bay to the curb, man? Is that how we doing the game?
Oh yeah, I been did that. What?
Damn, man. My man ain't made the roster. God damn.
Nitty, he been chalked him. Yeah, it's funny because he just we'll check on each other once a week. And just the other last
Wait,
weekend,
hold on. Do you mean check on each other or check on each other?
check on each other like FaceTime because he lives in
okay.
Maryland and I'm in Philly, so it's not like I can see him face to face. I mean, I can, but I don't. I haven't since the last time I saw him. But yeah, I haven't seen him in a minute. But he FaceTimed me this past weekend all drunk, and I'm like, okay. It was annoying because I'm like, ew, you're all drunk. But then I was like, oh, well, drunk minds speak sober thoughts. So at least he was thinking about me while he was drunk. But then I'm like, this is so gross. Like, why are you so drunk right now? Get yourself together. You're old. You're too old for that.
That's messed up, man.
So, and then now he'll text me. He's been texting me in the morning, calling me bae and this and that. And it's just like, you lost your chance, bro. You're chalked. I'll see you when I see you, which will probably be never, and that's fine.
Oh, man, it's a cold game out there, man.
It is, man. All 2017, I don't have no rep for nobody.
Oh, my goodness.
So serious.
Speaking of that,
I'm
man,
over
look,
it.
y'all are tuned in to Chopping It Up with Q on the TCD Network. That's right, TCD Network, where you find all your favorite internet radio shows, as ranging from this one, Chopping It Up with Q, Happy Politics, and the Critical Dump Podcast. Make sure to tune into this show on Tuesdays. I understand this is the Wednesday, but every Tuesday in between 8 and 9-ish. I guess I should actually kind of create an actual time frame, but we kind of have an ish type thing with that. But
You know what I'm saying? Y'all still be here anyway. Y'all still show love, and we appreciate it.
yeah, man, I appreciate everybody who's listening, man. You know what? So what we gonna do is we gonna roll into this little short musical break, and after that we gonna come into the next thing where we're going to talk about this topic of the whole Pepsi commercial with Kendall-Jenner. That's right. So for everybody that knows, Pepsi solves everything. All those situations like with protests and things going on in the Senate, just give them a Pepsi. It's going to be all right. At least that's what the commercial is signifying. At least that's what I thought. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it, and we'll be right back. All right, man. So we back in the game. We back in the building. That's a little beat, a little sample from my homie Syer from the Officially Street podcast. That's right, TOS podcast. Make sure to check them out on SoundCloud, iTunes. I think they're also on. Google Play and all that as well, man. Make sure to check those dudes out. They got some dope work, and they always put in work. So make sure to check them out. So, ladies, y'all in the building?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yes.
All right. So we gonna roll right into this topic of, does Pepsi solve everything? So this is kind of one of those things where, so we looked at the Kendall-Jenner commercial, Pepsi commercial, and I know a lot of people are, let's just say it wasn't very popular in the right way. So, it was talked about a lot on Twitter, it's all the other social medias as far as it being tone deaf, not really understanding the situation, kind of simplifying a lot of things, kind of making a mockery of things. So first of all, let's go ahead and talk about it. So Kendall-Jenner, one of those Kardashian ladies, the people who they made Get Out about. So she was called in to be a part of a commercial where it is, I guess how you could say. So it was a Pepsi commercial that it had a protest, and the protest also ended with, it's had her starred in it. She started off in the blonde rig, ended up in black hair, whatever. So in the end, it ended up with her giving a Pepsi to police officer or something like that. And then all of a sudden everything is happy or whatever. Maybe I'm not illustrating it properly. Vermeek, what you got to say on it?
Well, the good thing is that after all of you drug Pepsi across the coals, they released a statement saying that they were going to go ahead and pull the commercial because they realized how insensitive it was. And well, I think they heard from enough people that it was pretty fucking terrible that now they're going to pull it. So that's great. Super duper thing. But yeah, I mean, I guess the only way to really I think there are just a lot of moving pieces there. Like Kendall Jenner starts off like doing a modeling gig, wearing this blonde wig. She gets a wink from a vaguely Asian-looking guy who's a part of this protest down the street. She strips off this blonde wig, wipes off her lipstick, hands the wig to the one of two black women in the entire commercial, like she's some type of prop, and then walks off into this protest. She then, I guess, grabs a Pepsi, like daps up some vaguely ethnic-looking guy in cornrows.
All right.
Oh no, where'd she go?
Oh man, all right. So yeah, that's basically what I got from it as well. So I don't know. Caleb, were you able to take a look at it? I don't know if you did or not.
I did. I felt like it was just a weird video. I mean, well, commercial. I wasn't looking into it that hard. Like, I didn't even notice the whole, like, her handing her wig to a black girl. I didn't even, like, peep that. I just thought first of all, it's Kendall Jenner. Like, why the fuck are we still obsessed about the Kardashians? That's first things first. So I'm already, like, halfway tuned out the commercial just from the fact that it's a Kardashian attached to it. Then I was just like, okay, it's just some white bitch that everybody's obsessed with. She had blonde hair, took it off. Now she has on all black. Like, people were trying to say she was like doing something about Black Lives Matter. So I'm like expecting to see her like in a Black Lives Matter t-shirt or like for her to like put up the fist or something. And I'm like, oh, so like I realized that she transitioned and became very like dark looking, like, the dark hair, the black jacket or whatever. So I'm like, okay, that's weird, but whatever. Then I'm like looking because I see she walked into the protest. So I'm like looking at the signs, like, what do the signs say? They all have love and peace signs on it. So I'm like, okay, so she's not like endorsing any particular protest because let's face it, there have been multiple protests going on lately. So what protest could that be hinting to? Then it was like, okay, she handed the Pepsi to the cop and like, that's it. And I'm like, so
Pepsi solves everything. You didn't get that?
Yeah, I'm like, so first of all, I don't even drink Pepsi. Fuck Pepsi. Fuck that too. So I'm just like, man. So that was it. Like Pepsi, I feel like they're just trying to ride the coat with that. They were trying to just ride the coattails of, right now the hot thing is social injustice and all these issues with race and whatever going on. So they're just trying to ride the coattails of that.
And that's why I was wondering. I was
wrong
like,
products.
Wrong protesting becoming like this generation's hip hop or J's, or is it becoming something where it's just marketable? So it's like, oh man, we want to get these youths' attention. Let's put some like protesting in our commercial. That'll get their attention. Is it one of those situations?
I don't think on our end, like obviously, I feel like people who aren't in my/our generation, if it's a bunch of old white guys, then that's what they're going to think. Because they're old, they're white, they're disconnected from the average person. So they're just, from the outside looking in, that's what they're going to think. But if I feel like from what we see, I think if their marketers or whoever were younger or more in tune with us, they would know that's not okay. Like, that's really stupid. I mean, the only way I could see something like that being appropriate for a commercial is if that company has decided to publicly, back a movement or back a mission. Like if they, if they show the commercial or, the protest is part of the commercial and they say, here at Pepsi Company, we support equality for all, including those of color, yada, yada, Black Lives Matter or something like that.
Yeah. Kind
Then
of like
that's
what
okay.
Pandora did at one point.
But yeah, but if it's just like y'all just using it as a theme for the commercial and that's it, and y'all expect this to drive y'all sales up. No, fuck y'all. Y'all saw this shit. Pull that commercial because you just made your company look like a jackass. And I'm pretty sure quite a few people lost their job because of that. See, like they swore they were going to make millions making that move, and they're wrong.
And that's why I was in there, because I was like, you know what? I'm not on this whole bandwagon of using the idea of a protest as because not everything is marketable. Not everything is used to sell a product and so on and so forth. So I don't feel that in this sense Pepsi was the right, because I mean a lot of people have been putting a lot of jokes on there, but they're relevant because they were sitting there saying, like, they were putting things like with Martin Luther King during the civil rights movement. It's like, hey, hold on, dog. I got a couple Pepsis and maybe we'd be good. And it's like, nah, that's not how things work. But I understand what they were talking about. Even then, they brought up something most recently where I think it was a young lady down in Baton Rouge, where she walked up to a couple officers and kind of handed them, I think it was some flowers or something along those lines. And they felt that that's what this was kind of biting off of as well. So it was taking a momentous situation and then trying to commercialize financially off of it.
Nah.
So, I mean, nah. I mean, it's a big situation because I mean we go through this a lot. Like, for instance, I think one of the biggest things is like hip hop or music, for instance, where music was used as a voice for the people. And then after that, it became commercialized to where we can, advertise shoes or clothes or liquor or things along those lines because, we allowed it to do so. And
yeah, or also adjust the music to appease to other audiences, because I feel like, for example, like with hip hop originally told the story of the Black person's experience living in the inner city, and that was it. So some people, of course that catered to the people who live that, breathe that every day, but then for a while it catered to the people who don't live that life, know nothing about that life, but like the way it sounds because of the music. But then eventually when they want to make more money or broaden their audiences or tell their story to people different ways, in order to do that, they have to make their music pleasing to other ears. And that's what, when commercialization comes into play, they have to change the way they rap, what they're talking about to appease the different audiences. But then it's like, but in that, you start to distance yourself from the origin of hip hop. And that's, now you have all these hip hop and people crossing over into pop. And you got motherfuckers singing now. When 10 years ago, they was rapping about shooting people, killing people, and F this and F that. Now you singing in bubbles, standing on top of castles and shit next to Justin Bieber. Like,
see, that's why
but it's that's not even hip hop.
I ain't gonna lie. That's why I came in with y'all, man. The legend himself and the most underrated MC of all time, Black Thought. With doing it again, because that's what we always do here at Chopping Up with Q on the TCD network. I see Vermeek VJ is actually back in the building. You good, girl?
I think so.
You sure? Okay. we thought somebody came after you. We was like, man, damn, we need to go and put an APB out on her, man. We don't know what's good over there.
Like, don't dip off like I did, girl. Don't go MIA to the
yeah, man. Yeah, you don't know. All of a sudden, drop off and we don't hear to you to the next day.
Oh God, no. I'm making it work over here. We're good.
No, but we over here talking about this whole Pepsi commercial, man. What are your thoughts on
it? Look, I think that, don't laugh, but okay. So just a couple of things. Like, I feel like one, like, people tend to get very worked up over things. Was it in poor taste? Yeah, it was in poor taste. Do I think we need to, get out the pitchforks and all, try to burn it all down? Maybe not so much, but I will say this about it.
What blasphemy? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Making a mockery of our.
Well, I mean, I think it plays into this idea of like a white savior. Like, and I know that sounds very, very crazy, but when you look at, I mean, like they cast this white woman to come out here and protest and give a Pepsi to police officers, and then all of the vaguely ethnic people in the background cheer like, "Yay, Kendall Jenner saved our protest with Pepsi!" And
you know
now
that Pepsi solves
Kendall
all problems. You know that?
Kendall Jenner and Pepsi take away all the isms in the world,
You're
and
right.
we're just gonna rock with it. I mean, and then that cop gave that weird ass like shrug at the end, like, "Well, I guess I won't pepper spray any black people today." Like, it just was weird. Like, everything about it was just strange, and so like it may not be like completely offensive, but it was in poor taste, and with all of the protests going on around the country and people being killed and being
Killed, harmed, maimed, or jailed, or something along those lines, because they're actually out there trying to make change in the world. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
exactly for her to fucking throw a wig at the one black woman in the commercial, walk out through these people's protests, and all of a sudden, because she gave a cop a Pepsi, the world is gonna all hold hands and sing. It's grossly negligent. Like, it's pretty fucking terrible. Like, like, nobody in that room when they pitched that was like, "So you guys don't think this is too much? We're gonna do it?"
Nope, it's golden. Let's roll with it.
And they were
The
like,
kids
"Well,
love it. That's all they're doing nowadays is protesting.
protest is the new
Bullshit.
brunch.
Run it. They'll love it. They'll eat it up.
Protest
is
it's the new hip hop of Jordans or Nike or Versace or whatever these young kids are into nowadays.
Just turn on the TV every other day. It's another protest in another city. Run it. They'll fucking love it. They'll eat it up.
There you go.
Protest is the new black.
It is, right. Man. It's terrible, but it's like, okay, I kind of like Pepsi to an extent, and I was actually reluctant on buying one today because I was like, you know what, fuck that, I ain't giving them no more money today, not today.
Well, the thing about it is, I can't boycott some shit I wasn't buying in the first place, so it matters not to me.
Right.
I live in a Coke household. I don't know what to tell them over here.
Coke, oh man, it's terrible. Tell us about that. Oh, you mean Coca-Cola? My bad.
Oh my gosh. Boo. Bye, Q.
But no, man. I mean, it's funny though, because it's like, is it just one of those situations where people who greenlighted this advertisement video or this commercial or whatever, is it just them showing how much out of touch they are? Or did they really think this was a good fucking idea?
Say that again?
Like, is this a situation where they thought it was a good idea? Or are these people just out of touch?
Both. I feel like it's definitely both. Like I said, I am pretty sure majority of whoever's in charge of their marketing. Well, actually, no, because I feel like, Pepsi has been doing advertisements for how long? And I've never heard such backlash. This is the first time I've ever heard such negative feedback about a Pepsi commercial.
Same here, because
So, I don't know. Now you got me thinking. Well, obviously they thought it was a good idea because they went through with it and published it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like VJ said, it just wasn't done right. Like, I feel like the response to the video, to the commercial, I keep calling it video, might have been different if maybe they cast a black girl instead of Kendall Jenner.
Would it have
Or
been
I mean,
different?
there still would have been backlash. Probably would have been like a bunch of white people. Oh, you support Black Lives Matter? We're not drinking Pepsi anymore.
See, I wondered that because like, did they pick Kendall Jenner because it was a safe pick, and it's like everybody knows a Kardashian, and we already know she's a part of the Kardashians. So was it? Did they
And she's
pick
the
her
only one with a
because?
relatively clean slate.
Yeah,
right?
you're right. She don't have a record as of right now, and I'll say that because everybody knows all the other ones. But is it because nobody knows anything too much about her, or let's also say it was a, I don't know. Let's see who's hot as far as a black female, young black female.
Exactly. I have no clue.
Maybe what? Damn, hold on. How I forget her name? Damn, we were talking about how
Exactly.
she's kind of overrated. Damn, I forgot how I forget her name.
I was gonna say Keke Palmer, but
There
nah.
we go. That's what I was trying to think about. Like, would
Oh.
you put Keke Palmer
Keke
in that
Palmer?
situation?
Oh.
Would it be the same? Would we really give Pepsi the same backlash, or would we let it ride?
I feel like it would have been half and half because you would have had. You always have those woke people who are just like ruining everything, but I feel like you would have had the woke half, like, oh, they're using her as the puppet and they're mocking, our struggle, this and that. Because I feel like if they use a black girl, then more of like that Black Lives Matter thing might have been an underlying thing that some people might have tried to pick up on, and then it would have, upset those people. But then you might have had some people like, well, at least they didn't use a white girl. Like I feel like them using a white girl, it's like, I don't know what's worse, making a mock of it and using a black person or using a white person. It's like, oh, the white person saves the day, which is another form of mockery of the movement. So it's like a catch-22.
Mm-hmm.
Just pull the whole shit, crash, exit, escape, abort, like just destroy the tape, give everybody their money back, fire whoever okayed the shit, and just start over.
Oh my goodness!
Honestly,
because I mean, I asked those quick. I'm like, if we saw, like you said, a Keke, because that's the only one I can think of as far as around the age range.
Like young, yeah.
I mean, I don't. That's pretty bad, dog. I don't know anybody who's young coming up. I don't know. Maybe they got Willow Smith or something like that into it. Maybe would it be different?
She's cute and she can sing.
Yeah. So
or if it was someone like Zendaya or just I don't know, someone else of color. But then if you use a light skinned girl, then it's
light skinned girls always winning. They don't want to use no black skinned women or dark skinned women. You know how they go.
Yeah,
y'all be winning out here in these streets.
Yeah, we catch it from both sides too. That's a whole nother discussion.
That's like I told my old lady, since she red bone, that's why she always had her pickings, but she don't want to believe it. But that's another story. But
hey, team light skin and hair. I'll say no.
Yeah, that's another topic, man. We probably gonna try to hit that one up.
Yes,
towards
we have
May.
to.
We got to.
Yes,
it has to come up, man. I know it's inevitable, but that's my whole thing. Is like it was. I don't know if it was intentional, the way that it came out. I don't know if it was just somebody who fucked up. I don't know if it was just being so out of touch with reality and what's going on in this United States or whatever. So
I just feel like it was all haphazardly put together. Like clearly there wasn't a lot of they didn't do a lot of research before, because I feel like typically, I mean, I'm not a marketing major, but from the one marketing class that I did take, I feel like when you are before you try to propose something to a population, you're supposed to do some sort of demographic research on that population. So I feel like it seems like they didn't really do a thorough analysis of what people want to see in this case, because I mean, yes, the Kardashians are a hot topic. Yes, the social injustice, whatever is a hot topic. They're right in that aspect, but I mean, what the fuck does that have to do with your product?
See, here's what I think.
Unless you're trying to make a statement. Again, if you're trying to back something up, if you're trying to make a statement, you're just advertising your lame ass Pepsi that's been out for like 100 years.
See,
Like that wasn't like I feel like they were just like, oh, Kendall Jenner's hot. Social justice. They're talking about that all the time. Okay, put it together. Boom, sell it.
see,
Like that's all they did.
here's what I think. I think they tried to play both sides of the fence. We want to hit the protest aspect, which would be the Black Lives Matter, Women's March, etc., so on and so forth down the line. But we don't want to alienate the white populace, so we need to put a white girl in this role. Because if we would have put a Keke Palmer or my baby girl, Kyla Pratt, or somebody along those lines into this
I
role,
love Kyla Pratt.
Kyla Pratt
She's
is my
so
girl.
cute.
I always say Kyla Pratt is the one girl that I would cheat on my wife with. She knows this.
That's terrible.
She knows this
Is
though.
it?
I was saying, I told her
That's
about it. I
reasonable,
said
it's
if for some reason Kyla Pratt decides she want to give me the shot, I already told my wife, look, baby, look, check this. You gotta give me a pass. If this comes up, it's the only time
So
I'm
that's
gonna
who
do.
you'll use your
It's the only time.
hall pass with Keke Palmer. I'm not Keke Palmer. Kyla Pratt.
You're right. Because I was like, when it comes to Kyla Pratt, she's the only one without makeup. She looks the same.
True.
So I'm like, she's bad in my opinion. She's bad. So if she roll up and say, Q, I want to give you a shot, go ahead, put this thing in me. I'll go ahead, phone up my girl, be like, look, check this, baby. Look, all right. So remember we talked about this. And Kyla Pratt is here right now. Here, go ahead, Kyla, say your name. All right, cool. She want me to go ahead and give her the stiffy. Am I good for it? In one of those situations.
I'm like, nigga, get the fuck out of my house. I'll be so tight. Get the fuck out of my house.
But what I was saying is that if we would have put a Keke Palmer or a Kyla Pratt or someone who else is younger into that role, it would have alienated the white populace as well. So what they were trying to do is play both sides of the fence. Like, I want to get the white populace involved, so we put a Kendall Jenner who people can relate to. But I also wanted to relate to the social climate that we're in. So now we're going to put the protests in. And we're going to blend those two together. And we're going to try to then bring everyone together. It just went horribly wrong. That's how that's how I took it. Because I see it from the marketing standpoint. And like I said, I'm not a marketing major, but I did take that one class in college. And I understand on how to try to get information from the demographic. So it's like, okay, if I do make it too black, white populace who is the majority in this country is going to be taken aback by it. But if I put a white face to it, but then I try to illustrate the situation that's going on, maybe I can get both to back me. And in this case, it didn't work.
Yeah, nah. Nope. Try again.
So, I mean, that's what I got from it. And I don't know if I think Vermeek is, her phone's tripping at the time. So y'all bear with us with that. So we're trying to get some technical difficulties going. But right now I do have Kayla. And we are in here chopping it up with Q. That is me, Q the Great. That's right, on the TCD network. And we in here just chopping up game and talking about the whole Pepsi commercial. How we feel about it. What we think is, how we think it came about. Was it a bad commercial? Was it overblown? Is it, all these different things. So, Kayla, you about to say something?
Oh, no.
All right, so I wish, I guess next time we'll try to get Vermeek's opinion on all this stuff. But, her stuff is kind of messing up. But that's my take on it, is that they tried to play both sides, and it just failed both sides, honestly. Or I don't know how white folks feel. I didn't even get that opinion or not. All the white listeners or whatever, let us know what you feel about the. Matter of fact, all the listeners, period. Let us know what you feel about the Pepsi commercial. Is it overblown? Is it being taken out of context? Is everybody's disdain for it accurate? All these different things. Y'all let us know. Y'all hit us up in the comment section, either on SoundCloud or Spreaker, whichever one you're listening to this with. So other than that, I think we're going to try to start winding this down. Kayla, let the people know where they can find you.
Y'all can find me on Twitter at vitamin_KI. Same handle for Snapchat, vitamin_KAI.
All right. And I think, VJ, she's, not working at this moment, but y'all can probably find her, I think it's a Belle Biv DeVos, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all can find her on Twitter. As far as any other social medias, I can't tell you, but you can get me on at QTheGreat. I guess .com. What the fuck am I talking about? But QTheGreat, that's right on Twitter, or you could search QIUw, which is my other name on Twitter as well. You can also hit me up on Facebook, which is Quinton Simpson or QSimp05. I think it pulls up both of them. You can also make sure to check out the Critical Dump on Facebook, which would be facebook.com/The Critical Dump, or Spreaker, which is one of the main services that we use, which would be Spreaker.com/The Critical Dump, or go on Spreaker.com and put us in the search bar, and you will be able to pull us up. And just click on shows, and you'll find Chopping Up with Q. But make sure also check out the other shows. They're actually pretty dope, the Critical Dump podcast, as well as Happy Politics. And I am also Instagram as well. If you want to kind of look into, what I look like and what this voice is coming from, y'all can check out QSimp05. And that's right, man. And if y'all want to check out Kayla's, sexy pics or whatever, y'all make sure to check her out. What you got?
Oh yeah, sexy pic. Well, I'm usually okay. I said Snapchat. I be ugly on Snapchat because that's like everyday life. Instagram is _Killa KILLA _KAI.
That's right, man.
But follow me on Snapchat and follow me on Instagram. Don't be a ghost follower. But yeah, follow me on Twitter. I'm more active on Twitter than Snapchat and Instagram. So
that's right. But
my fave.
If you want to go on to Instagram and find out what them things look like, yeah, go ahead and check it out, man.
You know what I'm saying? IG all day.
Matter of fact, go ahead hit up her DM. I can't do it because I'm taking out the game, so y'all just gotta let me know how it was. But y'all got my girl VJ as well. Yeah, I think she's on Instagram as well, but I do not know the handle as of right now. So y'all have to try to hit her up on Twitter or whatever, try to get that information. But she's another keeper as well. If you can crack that nut, no pun intended.
What? So terrible. Oh my gosh.
I know, man, but that's why they came here. That's why it's what the folks want. But other than that, any final thoughts on all this stuff that we've been talking up, and
fuck Bill O'Reilly, Pepsi, y'all are whack. Shout out to the Undertaker, and social media shenanigans. Jesus Christ. # watch your lives. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Watch y'all live.
Oh my man, look, y'all know it. Vermeek, she probably VJ will probably be in here, but her phone's tripping. That's what happens when you have Metro PCS or probably Cricket. But
there she go right.
Oh, there she go right now. As I was talking shit about it, huh?
You were talking shit about me. What were you saying?
I was talking about how you had that old Metro PCS phone or Cricket Wireless. You know how we get down.
First of all,
get them.
First of all, you're not about to have me out here with the phone company of the poor and feeble. So,
yo, and Metro PCS commercials be killing me because I have Sprint and when their commercials come on, at first I always think it's Verizon or AT&T. But they'd be like, oh yeah, get rid of stupid old Sprint with Metro PCS. I'm like, are you kidding me? Fuck out of here. Metro PCS.
I have Sprint too, actually. I have Sprint too, actually. Right. But the thing about it is unfortunately my service is kind of spotty in my house. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to say I love Sprint, but I have never had a problem with Sprint since I've had it. So people just be hyped. Once again, people following the hype.
I don't know, man.
Y'all got my Sprint.
Y'all got the Verizon trader. I don't even remember the dude's name, but the one that's on the commercials now. He jumped from Verizon to Sprint. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. But
Look,
Get with the money team.
look, whatever gets you a check.
you right.
Hello?
So, VJ, man, we was out here shouting out the social medias. We was talking about all the stuff with Pepsi, but we already passed that. Unless you want to get your final thoughts on Pepsi and plug your social medias.
Look, the bottom line is that there's no drink in the world that is going to rid us of all the isms. So if your next ad campaign involves some white lady and Pepsi or Coke or Mr. Pibb or Sprite or whatever, just don't put the two together and think that it's going to solve anything and that people are going to be okay with it. So if your message was, love and peace and inclusion, just know that the Coke Super Bowl ad did a way better job. So y'all can suck it.
Hey, what about social media? Where can they find your nudes?
Wow.
As if
Wow.
her news are going to be on social media.
Woo, for real. Let me tell you how about that'll never happen. I don't have news on social media. That is not the look. These titties are not for public viewing. So anyway.
Hello?
Look, that's not my ministry. But you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter. It's at VJ_Burton. I think Snapchat is MiqueB, MiQueB. And on IG, it's always Vibrant V with two E's, VEE. So that is where you can find me. And then you can find me here with Q and Kayla.
That's right.
As well.
All right, cool. I think I plugged all my stuff other than that. So let's go ahead. We're going to close this one out, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think about all these different subjects. So was Pepsi wrong? Are we over-exaggerating the whole situation? Should you do surprise proposals? I say no, but let us know what you think about it. It's also, as far as these stories that we covered, like, what's your thoughts on the DC missing, the missing DC girls or the Bill O'Reilly situation, or hell, even Romo and Undertaker retiring finally. So y'all hit us up. Y'all hit us up in the comment section. Y'all either hit us up on Twitter, whichever one you prefer. So other than that, I think that's all we got on this one, ladies. So I would like to thank my lovely ladies for being on here, dealing with me for this last hour or so. So other than that, we finna be about.
Good Lord. It's finally over.
Wait, hold on.
Well,
I
thank
ain't
you
that
for-
bad now. Come on. No,
Well, thank you for putting up with my horrible connection. But I think there was one thing I forgot to mention. Let's see. Yeah, there was one thing. I wanted to give my condolences to Empress Nick from Podcast Queens. I know her father passed away, and
right.
I just wanted her to know that our thoughts and prayers
We
or
love
positive
you.
vibes are with you. We heart you, girl, and we love you. And if you need anything, you know where to find us. But yeah, I just wanted to make
Slide
sure I
in my
put that in.
DMs.
That's right.
We love
that's
you.
Right. Hey, man,
Right.
big shout out to y'all, man. You're going to be all right. You're a strong woman, though, so I already know what's up, man. But I don't know. Anybody else got anything going on? I think some people already had some birthdays, but shoot, yeah, man. Shout out to anybody who had a birthday this month, man. If I missed you, my bad.
What?
Lord Almighty.
Okay.
We're like 5 days in. I missed your birthday. Like we're 5 days into this month.
Hey, man, look. Hey, better late than never, right? That's what my woman tells me, or at least that's what y'all tell us. Y'all be lying? Is that what you're trying to say?
What's the time? Yeah, with y'all lying answers. Man.
Anyways, hey, man, we appreciate y'all being with us, man. We out here.